All right, what's up, everybody? This is Boxingwave. Me and my dad just got back from the Shakur Stevenson Yoshino card. All right, out in Newark, New Jersey. Sure, most of you guys know already that I was going to go to the fight. I did a prediction video earlier. I don't even know all of the outcomes of all of the fights, so please don't leave any comments on any of the fights of the zone card or the Showtime card because I don't know the outcome of most of those fights. Okay, so I appreciate you guys let me wake up in the morning and watch some of those fights. Me and my dad went out to this fight out in Jersey. All right, we got there early. We was able to see all of the preliminary fights even before the ones that were televised. I think we got there around maybe 7:15, 7:20ish, and we was able to see both of the Davis brothers fighting each other. Fighting. We got to see Bruce Carrington fight. We got to see the Polish fighter fight Curtis Harper. All right. We got to see who else we see? We saw Jared Anderson fight. Let me pull up the card on BoxRec. We got to see Jared Anderson fight against George Arias, and then we got to see, of course, Shakur Stevenson and Yoshino fight. We left right after the stoppage. All right, and that was it. We came back. All right, we wanted to beat some of the traffic on our way out. Look, I'm just going to say this, and no, this is not the best card that I've ever been to in my life. This is not, yes, I've seen better fights live, and I've been to a lot of fights. Me and my dad been to a lot of fights together, but I've been to so many fights at this point. But let me tell you something. This was by far, the best event that I've ever been to in my life. Okay, we had as far as fun, there's been plenty of fights where I sat ringside, but this is by far the best event that I've been to. I'm so happy that I was able to, bring my dad out and us to enjoy it together. We were around a lot of celebrities. We were three seats away from Bob Arum. Rosie Perez was sitting directly behind us. We got to meet so many people. We got to be around so many people. Everybody was so cool. My dad was able to meet Clarissa Shields. I saw her when she came in, but I wasn't there when my dad chopped it up with her. This was by far my favorite fight, and I think there was so many highs and lows. It was great. Here he goes. You guys been asking for him for a long time.
Hello, Boxingwave fans. Nothing but love and respect for each and every one of you. I want to say that first. Thanks for supporting my son, and thanks for supporting me because boxing is my thing. I love it. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
We had like I said, we had a great night, and I'm gonna pull up the card because I don't want to forget any of the fights we watched. We watched a lot of fights, and we're gonna go through them real quick, and we're gonna go all the way up through them to the very end of the card. All right. So we came in when we walked in, it was empty
I'm
still.
still sipping.
Yeah. We came in, and as soon as we walked into the arena, Kelvin Davis was fighting Nelson Morales. All right, this is the brother Keyshawn. Me and my dad was watching the on YouTube. They had like all of the they were showing all of the fights of all of these fighters. So we were already hyped up before we even went out, right? We was watching. We saw Kelvin Davis fight. We saw Bruce Carrington fight. We saw Jared Anderson, Keyshawn Day. I mean, we seen them before, but we was watching. We was already hyped up before we left the house. All right. So we walked in. Kelvin Davis was fighting Nelson Morales. To be honest, I feel that Kelvin Davis should have stopped Nelson Morales. I mean, he was beating him up, and Morales was there to just. It was only a 6-round fight. Morales was just there to survive. I just felt like Kelvin should have put the extra, like, bro, he was screaming out, land the uppercut all night. I mean, and especially in that fight, because that's what we started on. We started with that. I just felt like Kelvin, I think the fight we was watching on YouTube, I forgot who he fought, but he had knocked some guy out crazy. And then the ref jumped in and pushed him off.
Pushed him off and rolled him backwards.
I felt like Kelvin should have just stopped this dude.
I don't felt like he was giving this guy his full potential. I felt like Calvin was much more outskilled than his opponent, and I felt like he was more qualified to take him out, like take him out.
Yeah.
More like knock him out, and he just didn't. I don't know if he wanted to.
Yeah, I think he was playing it like too safe. I've seen Kelvin. I've seen him knocked down. I've seen him hurt before. So maybe I think he was just trying to play it too safe. But the guy was like way below his level, And I think he should have just went in and pushed it. But that's the fight we walked on. So after that fight, we saw Shushu Carrington, Bruce Carrington.
Oh.
Yo, Bruce.
Bruce is the.
Yo, Bruce is a problem. I think outside of Shakur Stevenson, obviously, and Keyshawn, Bruce is a problem, bro.
Now let me ask you a question.
He's good.
Who's his trainer?
I don't know who's training Bruce right now, to be honest. I don't know.
I personally, I'm going to say this, and I told you this at the ring. I personally think that he needs to get into Mayweather's camp. He's got a lot of talent.
He might be. I'm not
very well skilled. He's a good person that can get under Mayweather, and Mayweather can give him some of his skills and training and the people that's surrounding him. Mm-hmm. Because he can telegraph a punch. He can study his opponent after the first round. He already got him. So
Yeah, Bruce is no joke.
Yeah, he's no joke.
He's no joke. Like Bruce Carrington is like, I mean, he was a very good amateur, but now that he's pro, he's tonight. I mean, even the other fights that we've seen of him, he looks phenomenal. But
you can tell he understands the art of boxing.
Yeah.
And that's what I like to see.
Yeah,
and he understands it, and he can execute.
Yeah, that guy that came out with the chicken feathers on his trunks in the first round was over. Like even after the first round, like Bruce is just walking him down, just beating him up. I think he's definitely representing New York. He's representing Brooklyn, and he's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? He's young. He's only 25 years old. And if you're not watching Bruce Carrington at this point, you got to get on him, man. You need to watch him. Like he's definitely legit, and I can't wait till he get to that top tier. 126 is a lot of fighters there. I don't know how long it's gonna take for him to get to the top, but right now, 7 fights in, he looks promising.
He is a promising fighter.
So I'm looking forward to what he's gonna do from here on and all that. So we saw the Troy Isley fight and Roy Barringer fight. I mean, Troy did his thing. It's just that I feel like Troy landed all the shots he needed to knock this guy out, but this guy just would not go down. I'm not gonna take anything away from Troy.
Troy didn't get beat up by the guy. Troy beat the guy up.
This guy could not stop him.
No,
the dude
guy could take a punch.
The dudes,
I don't take a punch.
Roy Behringer was completely like he was very, very durable. And you mean if you watch this fight on TV, you can see that this guy took the. There were certain shots where I'm gonna tell you when we were ringside, we were right there on the ring side, like right there. Every time Troy landed a shot that people felt would knock him out, he didn't go down.
He can take a good punch.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna even knock Troy for that.
No, he wasn't hitting him soft.
Yeah,
Troy was hitting him with some good shots.
Yeah,
the man was just.
He was just good. He was good. You know what I'm saying? And they fought all kind of ways. They was fighting on the outside. They was fighting on the inside. Troy just could not hurt this dude. This dude was just unbelievably like durable. You know what I'm saying? I never seen Roy fight before this fight here. This is my first time. I told you guys. Okay, so I just pulled up his box rec. He's 9. He got 4 less losses, but he has 0 knockouts. All 4 losses, he didn't have a knockout. All right, so at the end of the day, he has 4 losses. Yes, he might be a journeyman, but at the end of the day, no one has knocked him out. So it makes sense why I went the distance. Now that I'm looking at it makes sense why I went the distance. You know what I'm saying? So I know I did a prediction video earlier. I wasn't really expecting much, but my man was extremely durable, and you saw it in a fight, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Going into the next fight,
the heavyweight fight.
It was the first with the Polish fighter. All right, Damian Kinba against Curtis Harper. Right. Now Curtis Harper, we seen him in there. We seen him walk out of the fight with F.A. Ajaba. We saw him recently against the Jalalov fight. I've seen that fight. Curtis Harper is just a tough journeyman at the end of the day. At the end of the day, he's tough. Damian Kinba just beat him up for how many rounds it went? He stopped him at the last round. Yeah, he last him.
He won 8 rounds.
He did what he was supposed to do. I don't really know what to say. You know, I haven't seen Damian Kinba before tonight.
I felt like Damian Kinba was the dominant, skilled fighter.
We're gonna keep it real. In the arena, this was the only boring fight.
Yeah, it was the boring fight.
This was a fight where everybody's like, yo, come on, let's get this fight going.
But he was more skilled than Curtis.
No, he was more skilled for a fact.
But he couldn't take him out.
But this was a fight where people were like, yo, come on, let's get this on. Because, you know, it was just, you know, people, the kind of fights we were getting before that, it was a lot of, this was a dominant performance too, but it was dominant. And I felt like Damian wasn't really trying to, you know, he didn't get this. It went longer than it needed to go.
I felt like I felt like.
Let me get some of this.
No, you didn't. Took my drink. Damian, I felt could have took him out 2 rounds before he did TKO.
Yeah.
I felt like at least 2 rounds, he should have been able to take Curtis out because Curtis was hurt and. Clinching, holding on.
Right.
I felt like he was a better skilled fighter. That he should have been able. He had the height. He had the reach. He wasn't executing his jab the way he should have been.
Yeah.
That was his failure.
Right.
Damian he had the height. He had the reach. He didn't execute a jab. He was still going. You know, everybody's headhunting these days.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it was a fight where everybody kind of like wasn't really feeling it like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a bad performance at all because Curtis was in there to fight. He wasn't like laying down for him. Every fight was
exciting.
Yeah,
except for that one.
Yeah, that was the one fight tonight that maybe even like a little bit of the Troy Isley fight, but every fight was, I feel like in the arena, this was the fight that no one really cared about, you know.
Then was Anderson. No,
Nah, this is Keyshawn Davis after this.
Yeah,
he fought Anthony Yiga. Now, as far as maybe outside of Shakur, the last fight, because the last fight was a good ass whooping, but it was entertaining. This fight here, Keyshawn Davis and Anthony Yiga, I thought it was very, very entertaining because Yiga kept, like, again, he was taunting him while he was losing. Right?
In the beginning stages,
Keyshawn was taking it easy on him.
Well,
toying with him at time.
Right. Keyshawn let everybody know that after the first like towards the end of the round.
Yeah.
He's not my match.
Yeah.
So he started toying with him.
Yeah. He was looking in the. Remember the time he was holding him and he was like making faces? So, yeah. It felt like Keyshawn knew.
Keyshawn was a much more.
He said it too. Keyshawn knew by the end of the first round where the fight was gonna go.
Yeah.
He knew. You can tell. You guys would probably could tell from TV. Keyshawn knew where the fight was gonna go after the first round. So after the first round, he was just, having a good time. But then there was a point after a few rounds where Keyshawn was just basically like, "Yo, now I'm getting to hear. I see Bo Mack, his trainer, there. I'm hearing everybody in the crowd screaming. Like, it wasn't until once Keyshawn had that head clash." Or maybe a little bit before that.
He got poked in the eye.
Oh, was it poked? Yeah.
He got poked in the eye with the glove.
After that point, it was just over. Like, all right, now I'm going to not play with you no more. And Yiga would have...
Well, it was the trash talking. Even after
Yiga was still trash talking a lot.
Once that trash talking got real serious, and then the... what was the other cat's name?
Anthony Yiga.
He started banging on his chest and come on.
Yeah.
Trying to... kind of like punk him.
Yeah.
Well, Keyshawn turned it up a little notch.
Yeah.
And let him know that he can touch him anytime he wanted. And he was slipping all of Yiga's punches. He was slipping all of his punches.
Yeah,
so it was like...
Keyshawn, the thing about Keyshawn, and I told you,
nice.
I did a prediction video early this morning when I woke up. You called me when I was on live. Mm-hmm. I said to you guys, Yiga had got stopped by Rolly Romero a few fights ago, and I said to y'all, I didn't think Keyshawn was going to stop him earlier, and he didn't. Only simply because
Yiga is a tough fighter, though.
Yiga is tough, and not only that, but Keyshawn is not a brawler. He still don't want to get hit. He pressured him, but he don't want to get hit. Like he's walking him down with he's still being defensive. He's slipping punches. He's moving out of the way, out of everything. Keyshawn was walking him down while trying not to get hit at the same time. I can't say the same with Rolly. You didn't see the Rolly fight. Rolly just, he made it a brawl when he stopped this guy.
Right. Well,
Keyshawn ain't like that. Keyshawn is like, I'm going to beat you up without getting hit.
Well, he's qualified.
Yeah.
He's definitely qualified.
No, but yeah, he's one of the best prospects in the world.
I felt like he was having fun.
Yeah, he was having fun.
He was having fun.
Keyshawn
was definitely the most skilled boxer in that fight.
Yeah.
And once he,
pissed
him off.
Then he started just beating him up until he
just beat him up until he beat him up.
Yeah, until it was stopped.
And he didn't want to knock him out. He wanted to beat him up.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, beat him up.
So yeah, Keyshawn dominant performance. He won every round. Yeah, he won every single round. And that was that. Jared Anderson and George Arias. Now, this is the fight where I had got out, and I missed most of it because I had got up. I had went in. I personally went up and had grabbed some drinks. I ran into a couple of my boys that I knew, so I was out for a while. But I was watching on the TV while I was ordering my drink, waiting for my drinks to come. He was still by ringside. From what I saw, it looked like George right away didn't even want to really engage with Jared Anderson at all.
Well,
from what I saw.
Well, Anderson made it clear right from the beginning round when they first started feeling each other out that you don't belong in here with me.
Yeah. And it looked like that.
And it's simple.
Yeah.
And then once they started fighting, he started tagging them. He was dominant. He was just dominant.
It only went
I like
it
Anderson.
went 3. Yeah, I like him too.
I like him.
I like him too.
I've been watching him. I like him.
Yeah.
He's dominant. He's confident.
Yeah.
And he's very, very percentage-wise effective with his punches. He didn't waste a lot of. He's not a guy that's swinging and missing. He's hitting when he throws his punches. He's connecting.
Yeah,
and I like that.
And he can switch. He could fight southpaw. He could fight orthodox,
and
conventional.
He can hit.
And he can punch. He's volume puncher. He's a guy that likes to walk you down. And
he can hit.
Yeah.
If you getting hit by him, and the punch connect, you know you got hit by him.
Yeah.
I could feel the punches from him. And I said it when the bell stopped. I said he's not coming back out. The guy not coming back out.
Yeah.
And then I was turning and talking to Rosie, and everybody started screaming because the guy didn't come back out.
Yeah. That third round he got was it his third? He got destroyed that round. He almost got stopped because he did the whole chicken leg thing, and
He didn't want to come back out.
he didn't want to come back out. It was over, and that was his first loss. He was undefeated going into that fight.
And I think it was good that he didn't come back out because it was.
Jared Anderson's too good.
Yeah.
So I feel like Jared Anderson is at this point where I don't want him to fight the top tier fighters, like the top 10 guys yet. But I feel like he's gonna beat everybody. He's gonna beat everybody. He needs a taste of the top 10.
He need a taste of
Yeah.
that. He's qualified for that. I don't want to do that.
He's going to beat everybody else that's going to be leading up to that. Like, I understand, like, we don't want to push anybody too fast. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he's going to beat everybody else ahead. Like, anybody that he's fought that was either undefeated or they were either he has a common opponent with, he's going to beat them better or he's going to take their O. And I feel that if he's not going to... obviously, I don't think he should fight the very top tier fighters. But I feel like anyone that's right beneath them, he's going to beat them up bad.
Well, that means that he should fight at least
I know.
not the top 5, but...
But he's still improving with... Yeah, but...
He should take a shot at, at least 5 to 10.
Yeah.
Maybe not 1 to 5. He may not be qualified for, but I think he's ready for that.
He sparred with Fury. He was in camp with Fury maybe 2 fights ago, and we don't know how that went.
Tyson?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No, we don't know how it went. But what I'm saying is, he's in a mix with the top tier fighters. Like, he's in the mix. Maybe it's sparring level.
Right, but he's not ready for no...
No, I'm not saying he is. But what I'm saying is, it's a good sign for... I'm not talking about Fury, Joshua, and Wilder.
Right.
I'm and Usyk.
He ain't ready for
What I'm saying is, he's not in their generation. He's only, 23 years old? He's 23 years old. He's for the next generation up. I don't even think, to be honest, Jared Anderson's going to be in a position where Fury beat Klitschko and Joshua beat. I don't think they're going to be dethroned. I don't think Jared Anderson is going to dethrone one of the top fighters of this division.
Not at this time.
Yeah, I think by the time he gets at that point where he's a mandatory for a title, those guys are going to either be retired or they're going to just be taking money fights to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? I think that Jared Anderson is in the top 3 spots for the next generations coming up.
Upcoming fighters.
And I think he's going to be top 3 at minimum. He's going to be in the position to be the next top guy to take over when these guys are done.
I give him that.
And I don't think he's going to even... I think he's too young to even take those fights. He's going to miss those opportunities.
I don't think
I don't think he's dethroning anybody like the way Fury did with Klitschko.
Right.
Because Klitschko was still the man at that time, even though he was much older. You know, right now, I think by the time Fury still didn't fight Joshua. He didn't fight Usyk. Yes, he fought Wilder. Yes, he beat Klitschko. But I still believe that Fury, by the time Fury retired, he's not even going to be available. And the same with the other guys. No. Maybe Joshua, but I don't think so. You know, and
Fury don't need to fight a 23-year-old fighter.
Yeah, and by the time that, even if Fury's not going to want to, he's not going to be around that long. Right. Fury can. I feel like Fury
not around now.
Fury, exactly. We already know. Fury might retire tomorrow. You'll know what to do. He do whatever he want to do. All right, but Jared Anderson, George Arias, undefeated. You know, short, and you know, I told y'all, I actually gave more credit to him than he deserved, because he did even worse than what I thought he was. So I thought he was going to give us at least 2 or 3 rounds of some kind of work. And he clearly didn't have anything for Jared Anderson. Nothing. So we're going to end this with Shakur Stevenson. Well, we're going to talk about the night. But we're going to talk, we getting the fights out the way. Shakur Stevenson for Shishiro Yoshino.
He's a problem.
Let me tell you something.
Shakur's a problem.
Shakur Stevenson moved up to 135 tonight, y'all.
He's a problem.
He moved up, y'all. He moved up and he fought a big fighter that was undefeated and was a puncher. Okay? He knocked out Nakatani. You know, it was a good win. You know, if Shakur had fought Nakatani, that would have been a good test. He went up to 135 and he fought like a dog. He didn't move. He stood right in front of him and traded with him, took hits from him. He took the punches from a guy that has a high knockout ratio in Yoshino. He took it. He stood in the pocket.
He knocked him down in the first round.
Was it that early?
Yeah, first round.
I don't know if it was that early.
I think it was the first. If it wasn't the first,
it was a couple of them. I know it was one early, and I know it was one later. Regardless, he stopped him in 6 rounds, and he beat the living hell out of this dude. Yeah, he beat him up, and he fought him in his fight. He didn't have to play defense. Shakur Stevenson, let's be honest, he is the most defensive fighter I've seen since Floyd Mayweather, defensively. And this guy fought him and took punches. We sitting there ringside. We saw the sweat flying all over the place. Shakur was getting hit. And he took the power from a guy. He boxed him and he beat him up. He beat him up for 6 rounds. And I don't think it should have.
I didn't like to stop.
Yeah.
Because I don't like a ref stopping the fight when the man is still fighting.
Yeah.
I want to see the guy showing signs that, hey, I can't defend myself no more. I can't throw no punches. I can't move out of the way of a punch.
Yeah.
I'm not going to criticize, but I'm just saying what I like to see a fighter be conquered.
Yeah.
And to a point where you can physically see, I had enough and there's no way I can come back. I don't like when a fighter is still fighting for his life because it's like a football game. Any given Sunday, any team can win. Well, a fighter can throw a punch, and we've all seen that, right? Throw a lucky punch at a fighter if he can still fight and knock a guy out that wasn't supposed to get knocked out. And if he's still fighting, I think he deserves a chance as a warrior to be given that chance and not stop the fight prematurely.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't want to criticize it, but I don't like premature stoppage when a fighter is still capable of defending himself and throw punches.
Yeah. I think Yoshino took a lot of punches, but Yoshino, being that he's very durable at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that he took the punishment, the amount of punishment where the fight needed to be stopped.
My exact point.
You know, it's just, yeah.
Not at that point.
There's certain fighters where I feel the same, where they're fighting back, and I felt like the stoppage is necessary. But Yoshino, even with all the ass kicking that he was getting, I think he was extremely capable still.
Hands down, he was going to lose the fight.
He was going to lose a fight.
Right.
But
like I said,
yeah, I think it didn't need to be stopped. But Shakur, what I like from Shakur Stevenson, for the critics, that feel that, and we were talking about this earlier. Some of you guys were here on a prediction video that I did live this morning. Some of you feel that Shakur Stevenson has only had his success because he was bigger than fighters in the previous divisions he fought at, and that he haven't fought a real pressure fighter, which is what I said. I said, he hasn't fought he's fought other good boxers or other good boxer punchers that he's already more skilled in. Because let's be real, we've only compared him to Floyd Mayweather. We've only compared them to a younger Floyd, and that's a high. Yeah, that's a pretty steep. We're not even comparing him to other boxers. We're comparing him to someone that is one of the all-time greats, and
one of the all-time greats. Mayweather, by his record, is the all-time great.
And that's an argument that we can argue all day. Some people are going to say Ali. Some people are going to say Sugar Ray Robinson.
I love Ali, and everybody loves Ali, and everybody loves Tyson. Everybody loves a lot of boxers. What I'm saying, by his record, he should be classified as the greatest fighter that ever boxed because he's never lost a professional fight.
Yeah.
Hands down. That's all I'm saying. I'm not taking nothing away from a fighter in another weight class, another category, another time zone.
Yeah.
I'm not taking nothing away from the greatest fighters that's been out there.
I hear you.
What I'm saying is that by his record, Floyd Mayweather should be classified the greatest fighter that ever boxed, instead of giving him that title when he passes away.
But this is a problem with that argument, and this is an argument that you can make. Everybody fought different fighters at different times.
That's not what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I agree with you. But there's guys like Sugar Ray Leonard, right? For example, Sugar Ray Leonard, in my opinion, even though he's lost fights, I feel like Sugar Ray Leonard had a better resume because you have. Just think about it. It's because of who he beat compared to Floyd. If we were to take their resumes and say, okay,
that's who had a time zone. That's a different time.
But I'm just saying historically, and looking at what they both did, if we put both of their resumes aside and say who had the better wins, I would believe that Sugar Ray Leonard had the better wins. But you could also still say again, Floyd didn't fight those guys. He didn't fight Hearn. You know what I'm saying? He didn't fight Hagler.
He had his Hearns in his basket though.
Yeah, but he didn't have Hearns though.
Hearns is another fighter from a different time zone. Floyd Mayweather fought people that was classified. This is the guy that could beat you.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Floyd is my man.
No, I get it. What I'm just saying is debatable. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even arguing against you. What I'm saying is that Sugar, we're not even Sugar. I don't want to say just him because you can. What I'm saying is
that's my era. So I was.
There's when it comes to Ali, for example, same thing stands. When you look at who he has wins over and what they did in their career and how people view them as, Sonny Liston, Floyd Patterson, Ken Norton,
they some great fighters.
Yeah.
Some great fighters.
When you look at them, some people may say, well, these fighters, even though Floyd is undefeated, these fighters they're legendary fighters that are ranked better than the fighters that Floyd fought. Some people.
That's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, that's opinion. Yeah.
Now here's the thing.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather has not lost any professional fights.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Listen,
one of the greatest fighters.
I love Floyd.
One of the greatest fighters of all time, classified Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Lost to Joe Frazier in his prime.
Yeah, he did.
In his prime.
But some people might say that he wasn't in his prime because he already did 3 years in prison after that, and that was after he came out.
Frazier?
No, what I'm saying, Muhammad Ali. This was after he got out from doing the 2 years
for the
in prison and all that stuff for the
yeah.
military day. So I believe that Muhammad Ali was a little bit better before that time.
I'm talking nothing from the greatest of all time.
All right. We ain't even getting into that. What are we talking about again?
The greatest record.
What are we talking about? All right, we talking about Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson bust his ass at the end of the day.
Oh, there's no question.
And let me make a point. Some of y'all was gonna say, "Yo, he did what he was supposed to do," and I agree with you. But you gotta understand, some of you before this fight was like, he beat up everybody because he was bigger than them. He just fought a puncher that was undefeated and was a pressure fighter, and it was bigger than him. He moved up one weight class and destroyed him. And not only that, but he stood in the pocket and traded with him. He fought his fight and beat him at his own game.
Right.
So.
And was better at it.
So, listen, Shakur Stevenson did his thing. Let's talk about the night of the fight, man. Let's talk about the night. And this is what made this a night. We've been to so many fights. I've been bringing you.
Yeah.
I think the first fight that I brought my dad to was when Victor Ortiz got knocked out by Louis Collazo in Brooklyn. This is when the Barclay first started.
Upset.
Gary Russell Jr. was on the card. This is the first time I brought my dad to a fight. All right, and I've been bringing him to fights.
But that's our fight.
Yeah, our first fight together.
As a grown up.
Grown up, yeah. This is the first fight I paid tickets for us to go see. Me been to plenty of fights since then, but this by far was our favorite. I think we both left this place hands down. You guys know I just left the UK. I had a great time out in the Anthony Yard. Better be a card. There's been plenty of fights I had a good time at. We had front row tickets. Some of y'all saw us on TV because some of y'all was tweeting us, and some people that I know personally was DMing me saying they saw the fight. They saw us. Listen.
This is the best time.
This is the best time
Even
we ever.
more than the Mayweather Pacquiao. We went out to Vegas for that, and this was better than that one.
This was by far the best
time
we ever had a fight. Right, we got there. All the celebrities were around us. In fact, all the celebrities were literally sitting behind us. If not next to us. Bob Arum.
Bob.
Bob was sitting there 3 seats away from me. He's sitting there, him and his wife, his beautiful wife. Shout out to them. He's like, yo, what's up, Bob? Bob turned. Bob was looking at turned and looked at us. He's like, all right, whatever. Bob didn't give a damn about us.
But we had, who else is
Bob didn't care. Who else we saw? You were away. I shout out to Josh Taylor. I met Josh Taylor tonight. Yeah, Josh Taylor came through. I saw him. I wished him good luck. He shook my hand. I saw him. Shout out to Stitch Duran. He was running around, doing his thing. He was there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give. Damn, I meant to look it up. I want to give a huge shout out to Rosie Perez, man.
Oh my God. Oh, mad cool.
Some of y'all that follow me on Twitter, I was tweeting at her. I showed the picture. Shout out to Rosie Perez, man.
Hold up, I gotta find the two
I know
people's names. I didn't want to ask her name.
No, we did ask, but you know what it is? She was with 2 other. I know they're gonna see this. They were 2 other famous people, actors, and
mad cool.
And they were mad cool. They were sitting directly.
They came together.
Yeah, they came. Yeah, they were so cool.
Bought me drinks.
Yeah, shout out to Rosie Perez and her party of people because they were the best. We were kicking it with them for like the last 2 fights of the night, the whole time. And
it's not the first time you sat next to Rosie though.
I know, but I didn't want to tell her
ain't tell
that.
her that.
I sat next to Rosie Perez in the damn. I don't remember what fight. It might have been a Danny Garcia fight. It might have been something it was something in Brooklyn years ago, and I was with her. She was sitting right next to me. It was me, her, and her friend, whoever she was with at the time. And I didn't want to say nothing because I think the time that I sat next to her before, we didn't interact as much. So, you know me, I go out sometimes, I sit next to people, and sometimes I just be chilling. You know what it is? I don't want to invade their privacy of just enjoying the fight.
Yeah, I don't do that either.
So when I sit next to celebrities, unless we talk and and that's exactly what happened, because tonight we were just kind of just there enjoying the moment, and then we all were getting into the fight. It's not like they were sitting there. When they sat there, it was like, oh snap, that's Rosie. He told me she was sitting. I didn't even realize she was sitting behind us until I had to turn around one moment, and I was like, oh snap, Rosie Perez is sitting right next to us or behind us, and he was like, yeah, I told you when she came in.
Yeah, she's behind us. Yeah.
Oh, but shout out to her because they were cool, man.
Mad good people.
Rosie was kicking it. She was talking about Ryan Garcia, how hyped she was about Ryan and Tank.
She's a boxing fan.
Yo, she's really. I mean, we knew that because we see her at the fights. But man, we were chopping it up about the fights. She was telling me in detail how she feel about Ryan. She thinks she thinks Ryan's gonna be Tank. I disagree with that, but
can you please got the pictures up?
I'm gonna post them later. I'll post them later.
I gotta get that. I'm gonna send them a text message.
Yeah. So shout out to Rosie Perez.
You know what I want to give a shout out to? I'm saying Roxanne Shante.
Okay.
She was in the house.
That's
my old school from, old school rap.
Yeah. Yeah, Roxanne. I wasn't there when he saw her, but yeah.
Grew up with them people.
Yo, we had a good night, man. It was great. Who else did we run into? Ran into Josh and Rosie Perez. I seen Gilly and Wallow there, but I didn't talk with them. They were like on one side of me, and then they were on the other side of me. But there was a lot of people there.
There's a few celebrities.
Yeah, it was a few celebrities there. It was cool. You know what? The whole night was cool. Everybody was cool. Everybody was sitting. Whoever was sitting around me, they were cool. I just think that even the fight. I'm sure y'all saw it on TV because every fight that's out there is on TV. There was a wild fight. Shout out to people that was in our circle because we was trying to warn security like it was about to go down.
I was like, yo, man, get Rosie out of here. Let's get ready to go.
No, real talk. And they can confirm this. Yeah. Rosie,
and 2 seconds later,
I literally told, like, yo, security was there. We was like, and the cops were there. I was like, yo, watch them. They're about to fight. 5 minutes later, they fighting. They stood there and watched the whole thing happen. I don't know if y'all saw on the TV, but these two, that was two, 3 guys, they cleared out like 4 rows. Right before Shakur started the fight. I mean, literally going into this first round. And we was trying to straighten it out. It didn't work out, but...
all I can say is, if you're coming out in public, leave your ego at home so other people can have a good time.
And especially, you spending like at least... You probably spending like...
money.
You spending money. At least $500 a ticket. Yo, why you...
Forget $500. There's times where that happens in Vegas and it's $20,000.
Yeah.
$25,000 for a ticket, and they don't care. They ruin the night for some.
Yeah, they ruin it. They knocked over 4 rows of chairs.
Yes. Just be conscious and say, hey.
But luckily we picked up on it early because we got up. We warned everybody that was in our little space in our area. We cleared. We was like, yo, everybody get up because they're about to fight. And I don't want nobody to get knocked over, and they end up fighting, even with the police and security right there. We told them, like, yo, they're about to fight. I'm just letting you know. this gonna ruin the fight, the main event, and they in the fight anyway. They watched them until it went down. But
Well, can I address something?
yeah,
There was a winner and there was a loser.
yeah, my man was doing too much talking, man. He was doing too much talking.
He got the 2 piece.
And you know what?
No
I
biscuit.
feel like he was doing that because security was there. I feel like it escalated simply
Didn't work out
because,
for him.
yeah, I think he was doing more. You know how people are, where like they act like they want to fight more and they get more aggressive because they see security and the cops right there. Like when the cops showed up, I feel like the dude started jabbering more. And that's when the dude finally threw a punch, and then all the thing got all messy. They knocked out a fro Rosie and them, the people that were sitting next to us. People had to move out of the side. It was a mess. And then Shakur had just started fighting. I'm sure y'all saw it on TV because we every time there's a fight when I'm doing commentary, we see it. But this fight was right ringside. We're in the first row. Rosie and them in the second row. In the third, fourth, fifth row was cleared out.
Cleared everything out.
They cleared it up. But
Look at the bright side. We got to see a knockout, and we didn't even have to pay for it. It wasn't on the card. It's always a bright side of things, right?
Yeah, nah, we had a good time though. Everything was cool. We met more people. I just can't remember everybody. Shout out to the guy in the parking lot too. Shout out to the dude in the parking lot that was trying to tell us that we needed to hook somebody up. I don't know. Yeah. Well, that's an inside joke for us. So.
Yeah, it's an inside joke.
It's an inside joke.
Yeah, we'll shout him out already. But everything else was good. Like you said, this was probably the best time we had.
Yeah. I think it's not the best card we seen, but it was the best time we had at a live fight. Because it was just, we got a bit of everything. We spoke to we was chopping it up with a bunch of celebrities. We saw a real fight in the crowd. We saw good fights in the ring. You know what I'm saying? We got there early enough to see the prospects that we wanted to see.
Some of the cards that wasn't televised.
Yeah, we got to see all of that. And we had amazing seats. I mean, we were sitting 3 seats away from Bob Arum. You guys saw the video that I posted on Twitter. Bob Arum was right 3 seats away from us, just chilling with his wife. And great seats, great energy. Everything was dope. Everybody that was there in the crowd with us was dope. Shout out to all the boxers that I met, everybody that I met. It's good. Let me tell you something, man. And I was telling the people, Rosie, shout out to Rosie. I was telling everybody that was there, that was chilling around our circle. It's good that I was able to take my dad out for a good time.
I'm grateful. This is like receiving something back,
Yeah, like.
Not that I expect anything from my son, but it's nice that he wanted to take me.
Yeah. Yeah, like I just, I'm doing this because, I grew up loving boxing. I grew up, when you got up and you left for a while, me, Rosie, and her friends were talking about this, and I said to them, I say, hey, listen, we grew up, and I told you guys on the channel, I grew up watching these crazy fights, right? Like fight parties. These fight parties was like legendary. Maybe not now, but back at that time in the 90s, we used to have these crazy fight parties where all of these people, all his friends used to come over to the house. We used to have all this food. We used to have DJs and all this stuff. And
I was real boxing parties.
I used to be the only kid there. Like sometimes like my cousins and some relatives would come over, but most of the time it was just me and all his friends, and I used to watch all the fights, all the Tyson fights, all the Holyfield fights. Before, when heavyweight was still like the main thing, I was watching Riddick Bowe. I was watching all these dudes, Lennox Lewis. You know what I'm saying? And I loved it. Like it was boxing to me. It was just everything to me. This was my favorite sport growing up.
Did you ever tell your boxing fans that you a trained fighter?
Yeah, they know.
Oh,
I've told them some stories, but they only get it when I get on live and I just go ramble. I told them, you know what I told them the other day? I told them the story about the dude that tried to
come to the house.
yeah. I told them about that. They don't know, because I'm such a nice guy on here. They don't know when I was a kid.
Guy. You're not supposed to be a
I
bully.
I used to like to fight a lot when I was younger, and they took to a point where I told them the story about, last time I got suspended, and he had a conversation.
Tell them why?
No, I didn't tell them that. All right, but I told him I'm not gonna tell them that.
Yeah, he's skipping over that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell him. I told him that we had a conversation. My dad told me, he said, you can't continue getting into these fights because
I ain't teaching you how to fight because you can beat somebody. I'm teaching you how to be disciplined and walk away from a fight, like the guy should have did tonight. Just because you know how to fight.
True. I told a story about how we had a conversation and you were like, you're at an age where you can start taking charges and I don't want you to get arrested and stuff like that. And, after that, things,
you can defend yourself. You know how to defend yourself, but learn how to talk your way out of a fight.
Yeah.
That's what makes a great fight.
Yeah. So I did talk a little bit about that.
But I got some secrets if y'all want to hear.
No, we're not going to go into any more about what we do.
I got some stuff.
Especially what you do, because you're crazy. But
and that's why I taught you different.
Yeah. Anyway.
I had a nice little knockout record myself.
I don't like telling them nothing.
I don't tell nobody nothing either. So.
Because everybody don't expect it from me.
Don't tell. Keep doing this.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Anyway, we gotta get on out of here, man. It was
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed tonight's festivities at the arena. And I'll see y'all soon.
All right, man. You guys have been asking for him. He's been back. He's here.
Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tank and Garcia, I'm gonna do a fight parlay.
You have a prediction for that?
I'm gonna let them know on the breakdown.
All right.
Yeah, but
the 22nd, right?
The 22nd will be here. I think we'll probably have a few people over, so we'll have a live watch party. So be here if you already know how it goes when we do the commentary. Mm-hmm. So you gotta have a good time. So be here. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.